on to another London team. Arsenal had a busy window. Window. We've talked about this, Ed, just a ton this summer. We've talked about this because they've been to the same Liverpool point. They spent a ton of money. A lot of defenders, Eze, Noni, and Gyökeres. I'm high on this window, but I'm also not blown away. They didn't get rid of anybody, right?
Yeah. I'm looking at, I was literally what I was pulling up. So would you like to guess their highest sale? There are 2 permanent departures.
Was Kivior a permanent?
Nope. Loan with obligation, Dylan.
Loan with obligation.
Team in the summer. I think it was like 17 million euros. I think it was like 17. Just guess the fee.
Who did they get rid of? I'm going to go with it was like 5 mil.
It was 5 million. Nuno Tavares' loan at Lazio became permanent. Marquinhos, the right winger they bought from a few years ago, is back in Brazil for 3 million euros. And then Sambi Lokonga, permanent to Hamburg for 300 grand euros. Those are their permanent departures. Partey on a free, Tierney on a free, Jorginho on a free, Fabio Vieira, Zinchenko, Reece Nelson all on loan.
I think that just caps. I can't go anything higher than 8 for me because of that.
I was going to go 8.5.
I can't go any higher because but to my own point, and I have to be I have to be neutral to the point of like, they're going all in. This is an all-in window. Zubamendi's a really good talent. Eze is a really good talent. I am higher on Gyökeres than most. I think that they've needed that for a long time. So I'm going to stick with that point to not be a hypocrite.
Can't wait for you to die on that hill, bro.
I will die on that hill. I think
good. I respect you, Dylan.
Even if he ends up just being a bottom feeder destroyer, that's what they've lacked for the last 2 years.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's all Facundo will tell me. Can't beat the little guys. Can't beat the minnows.
Gyökeres is if he's a little minnows.
I think that all of these signings have just guaranteed that they will beat some of the bottom of the league teams by 4 or 5 goals. Congratulations.
Are you concerned about the top?
Yeah. If you're not going to go play against them, you're not going to win.
Yeah, but they didn't have Saka, and as I didn't, this is a manager thing for me. So
of course. That's why I haven't said anything.
Go get the Arteta out, thumbnail.
Anything serious against their transfer window. Individually, the players they brought in are great, and they definitely could do something.
And they brought in Kepa.
The system, the way the system's implemented is like, I don't think he's going to maximize the output of these players. So it's just like, meh.
I think they brought in a lot of good names, to your point, Mila. I think they addressed a lot of depth issues. But when you look at it, again, we already listed they did not make any money here. It's a lot of replacing players, right? Like you lose Neto, Kepa comes in. Cool. Tomiyasu's out. Need another fullback center back hybrid. Hincapie's in. Partey and Jorginho leave. Zubamendi and Norgard come in. Right, Jesus is pretty much gone, even though he's still there, and you're paying him a lot of money. Gyökeres is in. Kivior gone, Mascara in. Well, I think Hincapie came for Kivior, but they didn't bring in. I think Eze was one of the only guys where it was like, this is an addition. He's not replacing anybody. We're adding to what we have. So I think that's getting a little bit overlooked for them. I still think, I mean, look at this. 7 great players, Kepa, Arrizabalaga. It's a good window. But yeah, I don't know if it's enough, bro. But I don't know what else they could have done in terms of incomings. Yeah, I think they addressed everything with incomings. I think Zubamendi, great signing. Madueke, because of getting Eze in, smart signing. Gyökeres, to your guys' point, they needed that. They needed a goal-scoring 9. Whatever he ends up being, you have him now, and you have 29. You have 2 vastly different profiles to answer whatever questions your opponent brings. I think they did well, but yeah, the outgoings to me limit them. They cap it at an 8.
Yeah, I'm an 8 for this window. I think that they addressed needs.
Like incomings are a 10 for me. I don't know what else they could have done.
They literally the 2 injuries that would have plagued them last season, which
Mascara
was
looked good.
Hurt that was Noni, and I thought he played well against Liverpool, and Mascara looked great for Saliba. And look, there's a chance that Saliba leaves next window, so they had to do something. They just did it now.
Mhm.
It's just, I look at this team, and I don't know if it was the perfect window for the manager. And there's a disconnect, and it's been there for a long time. He's created the disconnect in the past. I think this time the sporting director said, fuck it, we're going to be in control at this point. And it still feels like an island of misfit toys a little bit. And I don't know if it's enough to get over the hump. And
I
either
think
someone
yeah.
has to adapt.
Yeah,
Either
Facundo brought this up with me, so I'll give him his shine in terms of what he wants to be said,
Yeah.
probably. But like the fact that it shouldn't be Arteta has to adapt to Gyökeres. It should be Gyökeres can adapt to this team. But the fact that we've kind of already come to the conclusion that he can't adapt to what he's being asked to do, and now you're looking at Arteta like, hey, you see what Pep did with Haaland? You got to do that with this guy. The fact that it's already raising those types of questions is concerning. But again, I think to what you said at the very beginning, that all comes down to how's the manager going to use these tools. When I rank their window in terms of what they got done, incomings 10, outgoings reeked, probably a 1 or a 2. So I just still think, all things considered, you got to give it an 8. Well, but yeah, I think to your point, that's where the questions lie.
Yeah.
What's the manager? How is he going to use them? But to me, I don't know what other questions the transfer business couldn't have answered in terms of what do we need to bring in. I think they brought in everything they wanted to bring in. Arteta got to bring in another defender at the end of it with Nkapie, another loan to obligation, another loan with an obligation. But yeah, I just can't see what else they could have done with incomings. That's ratings wise. That's why I can't rationalize anything else.
Fair. Okay. So we'll stick it as an 8.